So I kind of want to vlog this because I'm super nervous. So over the course of lockdown, obviously we're in lockdown, but for me, part of that was depression. And when I have depression, one of the first things that goes out the window is my kitchen. I don't know why, but doing dishes, preparing food, putting away food, just all of that becomes too much, and I kind of shut it off. And then all the rest of it goes. Let's say the only like household chores that I'm good at keeping up on are laundry and obtaining food in other ways. Laundry, obtaining food, and pets. Everything else is like, no. So during this lockdown, it wasn't even really a lockdown. It was a state of emergency where we were told, don't go outside if you can help it. And my local supermarket's hours were restricted a lot. And so the usual times that I would go, it actually wasn't open anymore. But even if it happened, I wasn't doing my dishes, so I definitely wasn't going to be cooking. So I ended up getting Uber Eats like every day, basically. And I have kind of a weird eat thing. I eat about one good meal a day, like one full meal, and then I snack. I just don't have that much of an appetite, and I don't have much interest in eating multiple meals. So it was like once a day I would get my food, and then I would go get snacks at night at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Which I've done before, but again, when I was fucking depressed. So obviously when you live like that, where you're not leaving your house and you're sleeping all the time and you're eating basically takeout for every meal for 3 months, things happen to your body. I have gone through a really weird journey with my body that probably isn't over and probably is never going to stop. I went from being a naturally extremely thin person, like very thin. I don't think I weighed more than 125 pounds until I was 22, 23. And then at the end of Korea, I gained a significant amount of weight, which I then lost very quickly upon coming to Japan. Part of that was stress relief, and part of that was my thyroid stopped working, and I just dropped 30 pounds in like 6 months, doing absolutely nothing different. It just was gone. So for a brief period, when I was like 24, I had the body that I remembered back, and I was super pumped about it. And then just slowly I'd been creeping up, and I was not thrilled but also not mad about it. Like, I wasn't overweight and I wasn't gaining at a huge speed. It was just like, well, I'm older now, of course I weigh more now. That's just kind of how bodies work. But I did hit a point where because I know people who have eating disorders, and because I have studied these kinds of disorders, I know when something's wrong. I cannot diet. I cannot do it because I am recovering from obsessive compulsive disorder. I went through a significant amount of therapy as a child to get through OCD. So that happened. And if I start to count calories, it turns really bad really fast, like within a couple days. So the handful of times that I've tried to do that, I had to immediately stop because I could tell that I was getting obsessive compulsive about it, which is fucking dangerous. I'm also a super taster, so there's just a whole range of food I cannot eat because it does not taste like food. It tastes like poison. Like, people get on my case for not eating dark leafy greens, or the dark leafy greens one really pisses me off because you wouldn't eat it either if it felt like eating a plant made of nail polish remover. Like, it's such an intensely unappealing and disgusting flavor. Forcing myself to eat it really does feel torturous and traumatic. So restricting how I eat or controlling how I eat is never a positive experience for me. And because my relationship with food is a little complicated from being a super taster, I don't play that game. I don't do that. And I can't do that. And I don't want to do that. I do not ever want to be in a position in my life where I have negative feelings about eating. I have managed to mostly avoid that. For the most part, I don't have conflicting emotions about food, which is not something that a lot of women can say. And I'm very aware of my privilege in that I've been lucky enough to get around that. But there's a point at which when I'm looking at myself in a mirror, it's distorted. And I can tell when that's happened. I can look in a mirror and at a specific number, I can see rationally. I can see what is physically there. And then past that very specific number, it goes completely sideways. I cannot see reality anymore. My reflection is not real. And we've tested this. I tested this with my friend Leslie because I was looking in a mirror and I was really upset. We were at a store. I think we were at Uniqlo or something. I was really upset with how I was looking in the mirror. I was really upset with how wide I was, how wide my hips were and my waist was, and how I couldn't see my waist. And Leslie went, "It's right here." And she put her hands on my waist. And in the reflection, it still looked huge. But then she said, "Now step out of my hands." So I stepped out and she kept her hands where they had been. And it was a completely different distance. Like, the space between her hands was nowhere near what I was seeing in the mirror. So right away it was like, wow, I can't see this. My brain is doing the thing. And because I've studied eating disorders, I know that's a thing that happens. You can't see reality anymore in a mirror. There's an exercise that some eating disorder therapists do where they put a piece of paper on a door and they have the patient draw an outline of how they think they are, and then they step back against the outline and the therapist actually traces them around the edges and gets them to step back and look at it and see the difference because it is dramatic. The point to this is, I know the number that I cross over, and it is 70 kilograms. At 71, things stop looking real. And over the course of this lockdown, I have gotten to 76 or 77, depending on the day. That's a lot. That's a lot of weight to gain in 3 months. And it's all, well, not all, because there's the depression part, but it's primarily lifestyle. I didn't move. I didn't do anything. Like, I literally, a couple weeks ago, rearranged my entire first floor. I'm on the first floor right now, but I brought my computer down here because I realized I had spent almost 3 months in my loft because I put my computer up there where my bed is, and I just stayed there for 3 months. And yeah, I was doing work on the computer, but mostly I was not doing much. And then getting Uber Eats every day. But the shutdown is over here. The state of emergency has been lifted. Restaurants are opening back up. Gyms have opened back up. And I decided I'm gonna do this for me. BMI is complete bullshit, and I hope that everybody knows that. That being said, according to BMI, I have now become overweight, which again, bullshit, but it bothers me. I've never had a physical. You're supposed to have a yearly physical in Japan, but I've somehow never had one. None of my companies have ever offered it to me or paid for me to have it, so I've never had it done. But apparently when you do it, most women are told that they're like obese when most Western women are told, oh, you're like morbidly obese, when they're just like mildly overweight. And I don't want to go through that bullshit, so I found a 24-hour gym that is a 6-minute walk from my house, which is a 3-minute bike ride from my house. And the 24 hours thing is really important because I keep weird ass fucking hours when I don't have work, and I won't have work. Next week is the last week of school, and I don't have work until the 3rd week of August. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna go to a gym every other day. I'm not gonna go every day because I know me, but I'm gonna go every other day over the summer. It's close to my house. Even if I go and just walk on a treadmill for 20 minutes and then slowly build my way up into doing actual workout things, I'd like to start running. I'd like to learn how to do weight stuff because another part of this journey, I'm 32 years old. I am pointedly aware of the ways in which my body is not right and has not been right in a long time. Because I was homeschooled, when they do in the US, they have like a school physical check every year, and one of the things they always check for is scoliosis. I didn't go to school, and I didn't get checked for it. My pediatricians just never thought to check because you get checked at school. So by the time they noticed it, I was 17, and there was nothing they could do about it. It had set. So I have some lumbar vertebrae that are essentially fused, and then my cervical vertebrae, like I have kyphosis, guys. I'm 32 and I have the beginnings of kyphosis, which is terrible. Yeah, and I was like, that sucks. So I decided, okay, if I'm gonna do this whole gym thing, also I get shin splints because of course I do. So I decided, okay, I'm going to go to a doctor first. And I'm going to tell him, I want to start working out at a gym. Here are all the things that are wrong with me. Please tell me what I can do to make them better, but also what I should not do because it will make things worse. For example, if you have scoliosis, maybe think carefully about your yoga moves of choice. Because you can, my pelvis is like this, it's uneven. So if I lift one leg in a particular way, it's fine, but if I lift the other leg in that way, it actually pinches a huge nerve in my hip that makes my thigh go numb, and it's very painful, and it causes the entire area to cramp instantly. So we don't do that move in this house, right? That move is not for us. So it's stuff like that, but like with the kyphosis, like what the fuck can I even do? It's, my spine is fucked up. And they said, well, you know, you can do physical therapy. And I'm like, cool. And I think he's not used to having younger patients. But apparently there are like exercises you can do that, because part of the problem is that I have the hardest pecs you will ever touch. I had a massage therapist gasp when he touched my collarbone for the first time. And he just went, oh my God, you have the hardest pec, like my collarbones, the muscles across my collarbones are so tight that they're pulling my shoulders inwards and making this roundness even worse. So in addition to compression, it's also condensing. So what I need to do is stretch these, get these to loosen the fuck up, but also strengthen these to start cinching my back again. In order to prevent cervical compression that could result in me needing surgery on discs in a decade. Like, this is fucking real shit here. For my shin splints, because I get them almost instantaneously upon any sort of impact sport, where I'm going to be doing physical therapy for that, but I'm also getting custom shoe sole insoles, because guess who has very, very high arches? Like, I already knew they were high, but when the doctor showed me the x-ray, his reaction was like, wow, arched. So yeah, I have gone my entire life being very uncomfortable in shoes that aren't Keds, to be honest. Yeah. So I was like, you know, well, I've had shin splints before, and I know I have high arches, but I want to know what kind of shoes I should get for running. I want to run. And he was like, with those arches, if you don't have an insole, it doesn't matter what shoes you get, you're screwed. So on Monday, I'm getting fitted for custom insoles, which will hopefully change my life. And then they'll be done in a week. But I'm actually starting at the gym tomorrow. I'm just gonna walk. I'm not gonna run. Because walking doesn't usually hurt me very much. Unless I walk for a really, really long time. But I'm not gonna walk for that long. I'm gonna walk. I might do some leg presses or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna start tomorrow. I had to get a bunch of gym clothes because 1, I didn't have many, and 2, the ones I have don't all fit anymore. So But now I have clothes that fit me. Clothes that fit me, that aren't gonna make me super nervous and uncomfortable. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna put on a podcast, and I'm gonna walk on a treadmill for an hour. And I'm gonna call it a job well done. And that's how I'm gonna start on this journey of controlling my body as much as I can while I still can. It's gonna be a long fucking summer, so. Also, I'm making a corset just as like a hobby thing, and I'm now realizing that I might want to rethink some things, because if I lose weight in certain ways, then the corset isn't gonna fit right. But I'm already into my second mock-up, like I've committed, so maybe, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah. I'm gonna wash my face, take my pills, go to sleep, and then tomorrow I'm going to the gym. I'm nervous, but I think it needs to happen. I need to do this. And it's not for anybody but me. I don't want to have to keep buying new clothes because I can't fit the old ones. I don't want to keep having the experience of planning an outfit and then when I put it on my body, nothing works. I put on 2 dresses yesterday that felt like they were for a completely different human being. Nothing about them fit. And one of them had a very significant adjustable width in the back, and it didn't change anything. It doesn't help that my boobs are ridiculous. My boobs, I don't even know what the hell is going on, because it doesn't matter if I'm gaining weight or losing weight. They just kind of keep getting bigger, and I'm kind of pissed about it, honestly, because I was, as a child and young teenager, quite sold on the understanding that I would be a small-chested girl for my entire life, because my mother was a small-chested girl, and she ended up purchasing hers. And I got to about 25, and I was still a small-chested girl, and I was fine with that because I live in Asia. And then somewhere in the past, 5 years, it's like the go button got hit, and now I'm a 34D in US sizes, which here is like a 75G. It's a lot. It's a lot. I can only get bras at specific stores. I don't even wear structured bras anymore because fuck underwire. Bralette revolution. I'm here for it. But I just want to fit in things, you know? I don't want to be I'm tall, so I'm not fat. I'm fat, but not dangerously fat. It's still really, I'm pear-shaped. I'm distinctly pear, but I'm tall. I'm 5'8" and a pinch. So it's fairly distributed, or it was fairly distributed, and then as I've aged, it's redistributed in ways I don't approve of. But yeah, we'll see what changes. I'll be curious to see what changes and what doesn't change, I guess, because there's gonna be a lot of changing. But I have nothing else to do because we can't travel. Thanks, Corona. And in case you're worried about me going to the gym, we have to wear a mask, of course. When you walk in, you have to take your temperature with a, it's like not ultraviolet. Infrared. Infrared? I think it's infrared. There's like a thermometer gun, basically, that you point at your head and boop. And then you have to write down that you don't have a fever and you don't have any of the symptoms, and you date it and you sign it and you turn it in, and then you have to wipe everything that you touch, and it's like, it's very sterile and very clear. So we're gonna be okay. Japanese people are actually quite good at being very clean to a ridiculous extent, so we should be fine. And I will be wearing a mask that I've made because I made 3 of them now. Also, my hair is blue because May, I hadn't felt anything in about 2 months, so I asked my friend to help me, and she did, and now my hair is blue. Except for where I shaved it, because it's cool. I don't know where I'm going with this. Basically, I'm gonna go to the gym, and I'm gonna try to not necessarily get fit, because that's a bit of a lofty goal for a layabout like myself. But at least get myself unfucked from what lockdown has done to me. I would like to go back to November. Let's go back to November. I think that's fair and achievable. Yeah. I will update you tomorrow, I guess. I don't know if I'll update you from the gym or after the gym or before the gym, but I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.